Alright guys, we just got the ECU in the mail. Just went and picked it up, and what's funny is what strikes me about this ECU is how small it is. It's so little. I mean, I've seen it on, you know, online and all that, but it's so tiny. So anyway, it comes with you know, all your connectors. It comes with the pins, you know, the pins that you would pin the ECU. And so, and also I had to order a air intake sensor because the JZ doesn't have one. So what I'm gonna do, so what I'm gonna do is pretty simple. I'm gonna reuse the stock harness. There's nothing wrong with it. The stock harness is still in really good shape, you know. I'm just gonna basically, you know, bring it in here, set up my diagram and go pin by pin. You know, start with the injectors, do all 6 injectors, do the coils, you know, do the map sensor, do all those connections right here one at a time, you know, and just pin it right to the ECU. And that way I don't have to, you know, like go into the engine bay and splice anything or cut wires or anything like that. All the connectors are good. I mean, the harness on this motor was in pretty good condition. And usually most JZs you get, like if you buy one off eBay, the harnesses aren't that, you know, the wiring in the harnesses are usually pretty good as long as they didn't chop anything up. You know, these motors are, you know, in the mid 2000s, so it's not like they're really super old and things are cracking. So, but anyway, yeah. So this video is going to take a little while because I'm not going to film all the pinning of the wires and all that. But once I get it, kind of, this will probably be a multi-day video. Once I get like it pinned up and ready to start, maybe I'll come back, or maybe I'll, you know, chime in a few times just to explain what I'm doing, or you know, where I'm going to put that the air intake sensor. It come with a bung. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that weld bung or not, but I think I want to put the, I know some people put them, that's too far away. I would say somewhere in the intake. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that, just to find out where people mount those. Where's the best place to get a reading for the air temperature? So anyway, let me get to work, looking at the diagram and all that and checking it out. The diagram is great. I know that. I've seen that online before. It gives you like a laminated card that tells you everything, you know, tells you where everything goes. So yeah, that's pretty cool, pretty handy. I do already have the Bosch 4.9 wideband, so I'll be running that. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much all I need. This is really all you really need to get it going. I do want to add more sensors later. Like I want to do a fuel pressure sensor and be able to log all those things, you know, like oil pressure, all that. So, but just to get it running, you don't need all that. So let me get to work and we'll come back. All right, guys, a little update here on the wiring. So far I've got the main ground, which is here. It's kind of dark out. This video, I'm gonna probably pick it back up tomorrow, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. This is the main ground, main power. This one here is the cam sync. This one here is the crank position sensor. And then both of those grounds go to this pin here, which is, they call it a sensor ground on here, sensor ground. Yeah, sorry for the dark video. I'm gonna probably pick this back up tomorrow, but that's kind of what I wanted to update you. I'm just like, this is how I'm doing it, going wire by wire. You know, I want to do the important ones first, the cam and crank. Those two are your main ones that you got to get right. and then I'm going to move on to probably the injectors, and then it's pretty simple. You just follow this. I'm not sure if that's focused or not, but yeah, you follow this. I'm not gonna be using, you know, I'm probably going to use about 20% of this. So there's so much you can do, you know, so maybe a little bit more than 20%. But anyway, you guys get the idea. So I'm going to continue on, and we'll probably pick this bike up tomorrow. All right, I guess I've been slacking a little bit. I kind of been working on it without really filming any of it because it's just it's a little bit complicated. So we do have, everything's done. It's all wired up. I didn't want to do like any kind of a wiring up an ECU master video because honestly there's a couple videos online about that, and every car is different. You just got to follow the directions here and hook up each one, you know, the way it's supposed to be, and that's pretty much it. So like I said, we skipped ahead. I got the car started already. So we have, right now what I'm doing is I'm hooking up the trans brake. So I picked up this little button. There's only a couple dollars I think on Amazon or whatever, and that's gonna go there. So what I'm doing is I'm running, coming off of my distribution block here for 12 volts, and it's going to activate the trans brake, okay? And I'm gonna have two wires that are gonna be getting 12 volts. One of them is gonna go to the, obviously to the trans brake, and the other one's gonna go to the launch control, which would be like two-step or whatever you guys call it, anti-lag or whatever like that, just to get the car to build boost while your RPMs stay where you want to launch, basically. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm gonna start the car here in a few minutes, but I'll be back after I get this thing hooked up, because I want to test the trans brake. That's the one thing I haven't tested on the transmission. I don't want to go further if there's something wrong there and I have to pull the transmission out. So anyway, let me get that hooked up and then we'll test it out. Okay, so it runs and the trans brake works, but we have a little bit of an issue. I thought it was a forward pattern transmission, and that's what I was told it was, but it seems to be a reverse pattern shifter. So where I thought first gear was, it's actually third gear. So, but the trans brake works, everything works. I'm just gonna have to figure out the shifter, if I can convert it to the other pattern, because I like to shift forward, not backwards. So there may be a way to do that. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to look more into that. But hey, we got it running. I got a fan on it cooling off right now. I took it around the block and runs fine. The coolant temps are good. Everything's good. It won't really make boost right now. I mean, it made a little bit, but I know that's the tune because what I'm using is a base map from the ECU Master website, and it's a 2J base map with ID 1000 injectors and a totally different tune. It was just so I could get it started. I talked to Zach over at ECU Master, and he said you can use that. Just change the injectors and change your ignition to wasted spark, and it'll start up and get going. But it's obviously going to need a tune. It's going to need to be totally gone through. It seems like it doesn't have enough timing in order to get up on the get the boost up, and it wouldn't even go on the brake. So, but anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I got a lot more work to do, you know, as far as figuring out that shifter. That's I mean, I could use it the way it is, but to me, I don't think it's right. So I need to do some more research on that, and but we'll figure it out. That's pretty minor. Just a minor issue. But anyway, hope you guys like this video. Hope you learned something. And my next video, I'm not sure what it'll be. We'll see. Check you out later.